The August 1st, 2024 regular board meeting of the City Colleges of Chicago is now called to order. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Will the chief advisor please call the roll?
Chair Nicholas,
Here.
Trustee Hatch, Trustee Davis,
Here.
Trustee Sanchez, he is here. Trustee Swanson,
Here.
Trustee Hightower, Trustee Ramirez.
Here.
Let the record show that in accordance with the Illinois Public Community College Act and the Illinois Open Meetings Act, we have a quorum. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the CCC Board of Trustees regular board meeting for August 2024. I'm very pleased to see everyone. Thank you, President Lopez, for hosting our meeting and all for joining us today. As we begin the month of August, let's all enjoy the more than like hot but beautiful days of summer. And before we get fully underway, I will note for the record that Vice Chair Hatch will be participating by phone today. This is allowable under our board bylaws, Article 1.5.3, Sections A through C, provided there is quorum in the room. As the Chief Advisor has noted, we do have quorum today. Also for the record, the FC4 president will not be attending the meeting today. However, the report will be entered into the record. I would like to acknowledge and congratulate Chancellor Salgado and our financial team on the increase of our bond rating from A+, A-. And it is great to see the excellent partnership between the CCC and CPS in regards to the Chicago roadmap. We had an excellent presentation. Job well done. That concludes my remarks. Student trustee David Ramirez, please proceed with your report.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We will now begin with updates. So for the month of August, all current and rising Student Government Association members should be in the end stages of their summer training. In culmination of these summer trainings, student leaders should RSVP by Friday, August 2nd to the final SGA Leadership Training Day. This final training day is to be held at Truman College, and this day will have important information on how to navigate the following school year. Moving forward to announcements. While still undergoing training, I am elated to say that I am ready for this upcoming school year. And to my esteemed college presidents, I am looking forward to working closely with your respective student government associations. It is an honor and a great privilege to be sitting here alongside my fellow board members. I look forward to working closely with you all, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. Thank you. This concludes my report.
Thank you, student trustee Ramirez. Chancellor Salgado, please proceed with your remarks.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, everyone. It is August and officially back to school month. So City College's students, we all know classes begin as early as August 22nd. So our colleges are in the thick of registration. This is peak registration. So when we get the majority of our students. And so we thank every member of the team because it really is quite a busy time, right? From now until the start of the semester and then to and through the semester as it progresses. As the Chair noted, today during the committee meeting, we did have a presentation from Vice Chancellor of High School Partnerships, Peggy Corrales, and the Chicago Roadmap team. The roadmap is a nationally recognized model. We're extremely proud of the work that we're doing with the Chicago Public Schools across all levels of the organization. And it's great to see how our faculty, staff are collaborating with CPS counterparts, which is key to making this work successful. I do want to highlight a few parts of the presentation that I'm going to lift out because they're notable. One is the work in transitional English and transitional math. We know all too well that when our students start in development and education, it's an uphill climb. And often it's a difficult uphill climb, and so difficult an uphill climb that they don't quite get to degree completion, which is what we're looking for and what they're looking for. And so these transitional courses give them the opportunity to get college ready in English and math before they graduate from high school. And those efforts over the last few years, and quite frankly, we're just getting started in many respects because we're expanding the number of schools and we're expanding the number of students at each of the schools. But even with this, early momentum in transitional English courses, we have increased those students who are eligible for college level English by 13 percentage points, and notably by 19 percentage points for Black students. Through our transitional math courses, we've increased the CPS students eligible for college level math by 16 percentage points and notable by 22 percentage points for Black students. And so, that is student lives that are being impacted as a result of this. In both cases, this is very, very important. Our transitional students are retaining at higher rates than students placed in developmental education, with a fall-to-fall retention up 12% for transitional English students and up 25% for transitional math students. So not only are they college ready, but more of our students leaving high school are now, as a result of these integration efforts, college ready, but more of those students that get college ready in high school through transitional math and through transitional English are finding themselves successfully completing a year of college and returning for that second year of college. And we all know how important that is. And so we're also seeing our early college students grow. The number of CPS students taking free dual credit and dual enrollment courses for college credit while in high school is up 22% year over year. And we have a very deliberate plan with Chicago Public Schools, so we expect to continue to optimize the growth here. So this is truly remarkable work. It's impacting school students' lives, and it has required all of our organization at City Colleges, all of the organization at CPS, and us working really hand in hand. I do want to say, moving on to finances, the chair noted the bond rating increase. The strength of our financial condition is really important to our future success. And so we will continue to stay focused on making sure that we are strong financially as an institution. I want to note a few things that have occurred this summer in the last few weeks and in the last few days. While it's been summer, we've been quite busy, okay? And we've been quite busy in the realm of positioning our institution for success and partnering with institutions all across our city. Let me just start by noting that last week I had the opportunity to represent City Colleges at the governor and mayor's announcement. This was on Thursday, about making Chicago and Illinois a leader in quantum technology. There will be a new quantum campus on the south side of the city. This is a very big deal for the south side. I want to thank Trustee Sanchez for being there, not only in his role as a community leader, but also in his role as a trustee of City Colleges of Chicago. And I want you to know that City Colleges, we've been tapped by the state to play an important role, and the city obviously, as a workforce development partner in quantum. Quantum does mean additional jobs accessible to local residents, and they will be accessible because we're here on the front end learning what the needs of industry, meeting with the PsiQuantum, which is the one company that's already committed to moving into this campus, but we will meet in with other companies as well to make sure that we align to the opportunities that are on that campus. And then just yesterday, we we were able to have the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services come to Chicago and sign a historic MOU that would give City College's students, an opportunity to be, interns, an opportunity to be mentored by HHS staff, an opportunity to get into jobs at the Department of Health and Human Services. This is a department that has 80,000 employees, okay, across the United States, including in Chicago and in the region. And so it's a wonderful public sector opportunity, and we will be pursuing more public sector opportunities like this where we can integrate our students into opportunity. I want to thank President Sanders because he hosted this historic MOU signing and joined us to be in fellowship with leaders from HHS, and appreciate your leadership in that regard as well. We also recently signed a guaranteed admissions transfer agreement into the business pathway in this very room with Valparaiso University in Indiana, not too far from here. And want to thank President Lopez and the team at Harold Washington transfer team as well for putting that relationship together. Just a few hours ago, I spent a part of the morning with the students that were the first graduates of the Chicago Community Learning Partnership pilot program. This is a program that we're doing with several community institutions: Southwest Organizing Project, Teamwork Inglewood, Enlace Chicago, Palente LSNA. There's a number of organizations all across our city that want to and have worked to create a leadership program, and we have joined forces with them to make that leadership program a certification program. We are working towards approval of that. We've been working with the curriculum. Sarah Lichtenson-Walter was there with me today and has been there with us on the pathway. Kennedy King College, and thank you, President Webb Walker, and your team, has really brought the faculty assets to bear. People like Professor Ted Williams and others who have leaned into this, and we will have a program at Kennedy King that will be serving our community institutions and helping them to grow their talent over the future. And you can imagine this is very near to dear to my heart, having been in a community institution for many years myself. We also held a powerful reflection session last week with our Timuel Black Fellowship scholars and student leaders who attended the trip to Alabama to hear how the experience impacted them. It was a phenomenal, reflective moment, and validated that we need to and want to continue to create experiences like that, and certainly the Dr. Timuel Black Fellowship and Scholarship Program will continue on. There's a new cohort that's being identified today, but we also included student government leaders from the student government group that is set to start this year, and so we'll continue that tradition of making that trip with student government leaders and with Timuel Black Fellows and with faculty. And the faculty added so much to this trip and so much to the experience, and their reflections were just as powerful as the reflections from our students. So thank you to everyone who was involved in that effort. Yesterday, by the way, I also had a chance of meeting with our One Summer Chicago STEAM ambassadors at Truman College, and it was wonderful to see and hear and talk to these STEAM ambassadors. Many of whom are current students who are in the field of education, or exploring the field of education, and in that exploration process, they get this opportunity to work with elementary school students from across our entire city. They get the opportunity to, work out maybe the jitters of becoming an educator. One of them talked about, the nervousness in their first year and how how he's settling into, the mindset and the feeling and the spirit of being an educator. This is one of our Teach Chicago Tomorrow students who just in a few years, he will stay on the path to becoming an educator from the far south side of the city, and is committed to ending up at CPS and teaching our kids to the future. And he's getting his first experience right there at Truman in our education programs, but also over the summer, servicing the needs of young people and introducing them to podcasting, to 3D printing, to coding, and the like. And so I want to thank Dr. Sean Jackson. I know he's not here today because he's with who? He's with Apple, right? And our partners at Apple, who are having a major event as we speak right now. We have a credible partnership with Apple. I was able to meet with their leadership yesterday briefly, and they had a delegation from several other states with them at Apple. And the reason why they had the delegation coming to Truman is we've built now a model in working with Apple, in working with the public schools, in working with elementary school students that Apple would like to see other localities replicate. And one of the strengths of this, by the way, is that Truman has worked with our other colleges as well to open up, Innovation One centers at our colleges. So it's efficient for Apple, it's impactful for our students, and it's being viewed by the Apple leadership in high regard. I want to also just call out, our students that are thriving in tech. In fact, Wright College cybersecurity students ranked 39 out of 500 college teams nationwide in the National Cyber League competition. And they just also received a letter of congratulation from U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth for doing so. And think about that. We entered in a competition, 500 college teams, and our Wilbur Wright students shined, 39 out of 500. So congratulations to the Wilbur Wright community. President Oroz, please share our hearty congratulations on behalf of City Colleges to those students. Coming up later this week, by the way, it doesn't stop. Malcolm X is going to hold an annual West Side Community Day this Friday, and I want to accentuate this at the Malcolm X College West Campus. On the board report for the board to approve is a new naming convention that will start with Malcolm X, where we are going in the direction of naming our satellites either institutes or campuses, okay? We think this is the right direction. It's clear, it's simpler, but it also expresses a commitment to those spaces, right? And in the case of the Malcolm X College West Campus, should the board approve this today, it comes with a $16 million investment in the facility, right? But it's the investment and the name to basically let those community knows where we have a presence that we intend to keep it present over the long run and keep adding assets there too. We have tomorrow night a celebration of 20 youth apprentices through Career Launch. We have on Saturday at Daly College, we'll be celebrating the first group of students to complete the After 22 program for students with intellectual disabilities. And I want to thank President Janine Janowski, because I remember when we first brought this program, you and your leadership, you were the exact right person to take and nurture this program to where it is today. And, to see, those young people have this opportunity. I can't wait for Saturday to come to be in celebration. I remember when we started the program, right? But now to actually, see those students complete and the life-changing nature of it. I remember the parents, who spoke out, in tears, quite frankly, about what this meant to them and what this meant to their children. And obviously, we'll continue to work with ways to do more and more of that. I do want to recognize that also today the board will renew 4 of our presidents. President Janine Janowski at Daly College, President David Sanders at Malcolm X College, President Billy Hollingsworth at Olive Harvard College, and President Sean Jackson at Truman College. I want to thank them all for their steadfast leadership and look forward to our continued work and progress and achievement in the years ahead. I also want to shout out to Vice Chancellor of Legislative Community Affairs, Jen Mason, for being named to Erickson Institute Executive Fellows Program for 2024 cohort. This is Erickson Executive Fellows is something that we have been doing for some time. We've had some college leaders involved, some district leaders involved, and it's a treat to see you involved given all the hard work that you do for the district, including the trip to Alabama you and your team led. Last thing is just a reminder that, fall classes start soon. At City College, it's never late to register. We do have a 16-week that will be starting soon on August 22nd, but then we also have our 12-week classes, we have our 8-week classes, and as soon as that's over, spring registration is pretty much starting, right? So many opportunities for you to take advantage of this open access institution and learn. So that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Chancellor. Some great news and amazing opportunities for all of us. Today we have 8 requests for public participation. When your name is called, please proceed to the podium where you will have up to 3 minutes to make remarks on the subject that you indicated in your communication to the board office. The chief advisor will notify you when you've used the 3 minutes of your time, and we ask that you kindly bring your remarks to a close. As you registered, you are reminded of our procedures with regards to the nature of your comments, and I would ask you to respect and adhere to that direction and the time requirement. Chief Advisor, please proceed with the speakers.
William Scott.
Good afternoon. I would like to once again continue the dialogue with the presidents and the trustees. In fact, on behalf of the community super aging population, I'm so proud that the University of Chicago and Northwestern University have seen fit to carve out research time covering 25 years of seniors 80, 90, and 100, and why we jump to attention with opportunities to dialogue, be it with the city colleges, Chicago Housing Authority, the Board of Transportation of the Senate Committee dealing with transportation in Springfield, and with the intention of having a greater intermeshing of those 4 super agencies here, with David Ramirez as the current student trustee. His title is not just an honorific title. The very fact that he sits on this board representing the student enrolled population and the 6 other presidents is fascinating to me, since I come from that type of student government background myself. But what I'm interested in, David, in particular, is seeing to it that you work with your other presidents for the upcoming September, October, November, before November 5th, so that we can see some student debates in the city colleges, where I know in every school there's a Harris, then in every school there's a Trump, and I'll bet you with a little bit of motivation from student government, such as you and the presidents. I'm glad for them having their contract renewed. That means I can have a quorum to continue working with. But I look forward to turning my unsinkable and unstoppable energy in seeing to it that the city colleges work closely with the public schools with the goal of dual enrollment, and with Chicago Housing Authority, where grandparents there would love to send some of those grandkids that they're sitting on the sofa to the colleges for enrollment. So Chancellor Sigalo, you know I listen closely, and I follow all of this personally and passionately and unobtrusively, but I really want to see that this works, because to me, civics means participation. The last thing I want to see is a dropout of any duly registered voter on November 5th. Let's all be heard on November 5th, and I know we can make that happen with what I see going on down here. Thank you very much.
You. Teresa Peterson.
Good afternoon, Board of Trustees. My name is Teresa Peterson. I am currently a student at Wilbur Wright College on the Northwest Side. I just graduated from high school equivalency program in June of 2024. I am continuing my education with the Gateway program into the credit section this fall. But I wanted to let the board know about some amazing instructors in the adult education side. These people have prepared me, supported me, motivated me for a year to get back to an academic life. I missed due to different life circumstances like my medical, etc. At our graduation, where I invited even my computer teacher, who supported me from behind the scenes during that class, I realized that when we were walking proudly to our crowning, not knowing dozens of faculty members were walking behind us, and our celebration have not had a contract in over a year. You see, over the past year, I did not hear a lot about their troubles, but I started wondering about the Fair Contract Now posters everywhere. And I found out that these dedicated instructors have not had hours in class. They have no seniority. They have no benefits. The classes are dwindling from 4 hours to 3. Our GED program is dwindling away. Please don't let this happen. The full-time positions have been taken or not given, and sometimes they don't even know if they can keep a class they've had for years. Also, our GED program in Humboldt Park has 0 classes, as it is located in a minority, mixed, underprivileged neighborhood. Why and how does this happen? If we don't educate the people out here, who will? We need them. You need them. Please, help the program do justice to the faculty that work so hard to keep us where we need to be, in better jobs and lives. Sign their contracts and give them all what they require to be successful. Because if you don't, we'll lose more than teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. Jante Spencer. Jante, correct? Yes. Okay.
Oh, I'm nervous. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm nervous for a number of reasons. I've worn many hats here for City Colleges of Chicago. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, Inglewood. I've known I wanted to be an educator since I was 5 years old, graduated from Columbia College Chicago, and wanted to serve community colleges because I know that where I'm from, these were the colleges that were affordable for my generation, right? So when I started working for City Colleges of Chicago, my home campus is Wright College, even though I'm from the South Side, and I still live in Riverdale, 138th and I drive about an hour, to get here sometimes, especially during the winter. I'm very loyal to Wright College. I actually started there as an English professor, not an adult educator. I was pulled over into the adult education side in 2018. So I've been at Wright for 8 years. And I've seen the best of Wright and I've seen the worst of Wright. I've also been fortunate enough to teach for Olive Harvey, which is actually 8 minutes from my home. But because I love Wright College so much, the beautiful campus, the amazing people, the opportunity I was given through Wright, I've remained faithful and loyal to them. Although I'm thinking of moving my adult ed classes to Olive Harvey at this point. And that is very sad for me because I love Wright College, but it's very hard to be at a place with a lack of support. I'm gonna tell you how much I love Wright College. I actually stepped into a role as interim adult education manager, okay? I stopped teaching, I lost my union benefits, I lost so much. I even took an $800 a month pay cut because I believe in being the change that I wish to see. And I didn't want to keep waiting for somebody to help us because we went from having Dean Anderson there, a thriving office where you could actually go in and get help, to walking in the doors with nobody there to serve students or teachers. And it is still that way to this day. If you go visit, there's a big skeleton right there that the staff has created. It's called the Bare Bones Committee. The people staff, they retired. We waited years to replace them. Nobody's there. Finally, they got 2 of us in there as interim adult education managers. We were afraid. We didn't know what we were walking into, but we had so much love and passion for our students. We couldn't just keep sitting by hearing students complain about going to the office and nobody's helping them, nobody's in there, students being misplaced, registration being a mess. And one of those reasons is because, just like with my position as adult education manager, nobody trained us.
You have 15 more seconds.
And we had to go in there and we had to fight for change alone with no support. So I just want to close out by saying that educators deserve the pay because they are working tirelessly. And I tried to bring some teachers in to be hired. They said that's babysitting money. We have a lack of staff and teachers because we're not being paid correctly. I'm not going to go anywhere. I make money on the side. I'm a hustler. But I definitely want what my just due because I work tirelessly teaching these students and serving these students, and my check does not reflect that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Francisco Javier Salas.
Hi, how are you? My name is Javier Salas. I am an adult educator at Wright College. I started my career at Daly College, and I also am a big advocate for immigrants for many years. And I am very happy to see the leadership we have with President Juan and also Ms. Nuquez. I like this leadership. And I'm going to speak in Spanish first, and then it's going to be in English. Para mí es un placer estar aquí frente a ustedes, saber que tenemos a un nuevo dean en Wright College que habla español. Felicidades y ojalá que podamos tener mucha actividad en ese sentido. Primero que nada, me gustaría referirme al ámbito de que nosotros en Chicago somos una ciudad que da bienvenida a los inmigrantes, supuestamente. Pero sin embargo, nosotros hemos fallado terriblemente a todos los inmigrantes que han llegado en los últimos 2 años, por lo menos. Estos inmigrantes de Ucrania, estos inmigrantes de Venezuela, de Colombia, de Haití, de Cuba, de Centroamérica, siguen sin una oportunidad para ser bien educados en nuestra ciudad. Y estamos provocando un caos futuro. Y estamos haciendo ver muy mal al alcalde Johnson porque no estamos haciendo nuestro trabajo suficientemente bien. Junto con Carlos y un servidor, iniciamos las clases para inmigrantes venezolanos cuando estaban en el Respite Center en Wright College. Tuvimos que luchar contra marea y corriente para dar esas clases y prepararlos a los venezolanos para empezar su vida aquí. Creo que es muy importante regresar a los valores de Wright College, a los valores de City College of Chicago, de recibir a todos los inmigrantes y ayudarlos en realidad. ¿Cómo vamos a ayudarlos si no les damos educación? ¿Cómo se van a adaptar al futuro si no están preparados? Es nuestra responsabilidad prepararlos por medio de la educación y no verlos en la calle pidiendo dinero aquí abajo en la calle. tenemos que hacer algo más, tenemos que hacer más trabajo, estamos haciendo bastante mal servicio en ese sentido. Con respecto a los maestros, es nuestra responsabilidad porque estos inmigrantes confían en nosotros y nosotros los maestros confiamos en ustedes, Board, que ustedes tienen las decisiones y nuestro presidente Salgado en cambiar eso, en hacerlo mejor, en tener un mejor futuro. Y tenemos que hacerlo, no ignorarlo y saber, no es problema mío, es problema de nosotros los que estamos aquí, de ustedes y de ustedes. So, por favor, tenemos que trabajar. Finalmente, pienso que firmando ya un contrato con los profesores, un contrato justo que termine, tenemos ya casi un año sin contrato. No es justo que estemos trabajando en esas condiciones. No somos una nación de tercer mundo. No somos Venezuela, no somos México. Somos los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica y tenemos que tener buenas condiciones de trabajo para todos.
You have 15
incluyéndolos a
seconds.
ustedes. I'm going to say it in English too.
You have 15 seconds.
Y finalmente, considero que debemos seguir trabajando. First of all, I want to say thank you to the board for letting me talk in English and Spanish. I think we deserve that opportunity. I'm very happy to see the leadership we have in front of us. I have been always a big advocate for immigration, just like Juan has been, our president. And I believe we have been doing a disservice to all of the immigrants who have been recently added to our beautiful city. Ukrainians, Venezuelans, Guatemalans, Cubans, Haitians, all of them deserve an opportunity to be educated, to be able to integrate and to assimilate in our city system. If we don't do that, we are failing miserably, and we're not doing the job that Mayor Johnson asked us and asked the board to do for the city. Please do something. Sign our contract. Please finish this. Don't do that to Spanish people. I will do that in English and Spanish. Respect my language, Spanish, please. Thank you so much.
Kenneth Harris.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. As mentioned, my name is Ken Harris. I stand before you as a representative of AFME Local 3506, a proud member. I stand before you today pinned and decorated with the stories of adult education and ESL students, many of whose obstacles were too high, whose support system was too broken, and who can only muster up enough hope and vision for one day, then must regurgitate that same battered hope and vision for each passing day thereafter. I stand before you representing the union membership who weather those thin strips of hope and that students bring to City College's shore and ride them with exceptional work to positive student outcomes as high school graduates, as feeder students to our credit programs, as productive citizens equipped with the tenets of our college's mission, grappled with hoops of steel around their chest. I stand before you today peering through the prism of your beginnings. Most of you, if not all, have stood in our shoes and have demanded to be compensated for your dedication, work, and worth. You too have made some of the same sacrifices, went beyond the call of duty, extended yourselves beyond the spaces that you thought you could go, to lend yourselves to the prosperity of students or others under your charge. Today, students require more. The weight of care is more widespread, and for a broader base of students, the intensity of labor is deeper. The length of care is far longer, was for far longer periods of time. So when I recently received texts from a couple of my students, one who just received her bachelor's degree from National Louis University, one of the first GED culinary arts students at Kennedy King, and also a college Kennedy King graduate. The other one who was a off-site St. Sabina student, who recently received his bachelor's degree in business from Chicago State University. I can vividly remember the day he first came to my class and claimed, "I just came in for a GED, Mr. Harris. That's all I want." And I, of course, I informed him that after class, he should return to the main campus and ask for a different instructor, because Mr. Harris don't just do GEDs. I am reminded of the length, depth, and dedication we have to the college and to you.
You have
It
15
is
seconds.
time- Thank you. It is time for City College of Chicago organization, the CCC community, the CCC family to finally welcome adult education staff into the fold with fully fledged respect, consideration, fairness, and equity. It has been well earned and it is well deserved. Thank you for listening to me today.
George Robanus. Thank you. George Robanus. Robanus.
My name is George Urbanus. I'm the president of the Adult Education Faculty. I notice many of you are paying a lot of attention to our students and faculty. Which I guess is a good thing, right? We're in education. We need to pay attention. That's what we tell our students, right? Participate in the class. That's the same thing we tell our teachers. Listen to your students, pay attention to their needs. However, after 1 year of more than 1 year of negotiations, the kind of conversations I have with your team, Chancellor, is no, we're not gonna meet you at Kennedy King College. We insist on meeting you at Dawson College, and that can go on for weeks. This is the level of professionalism and willingness to collaborate, cooperate, and solve problems. After more than a year of negotiations, your team doesn't want to speak about accountability, transparency, best practices. What is the role of adult education in the city colleges? How do we participate, like all these other wonderful people and stories that you told us earlier, that none of them included a single word about adult education, despite that in many places, like for instance, like Delhi College, if it was not for our students, our faculty would be ghost towns, right? So your team doesn't want to talk to us about any of that stuff. Nothing. What they tell us is, we're not interested. And Chancellor, I don't know, how can you be paying, what, I think one of the lawyers makes $80,000 a month. He told us he'd give us a good discount because you're a frequent customer. You know, I really don't get it. Don't you want them to listen and interact with us? You seem to be paying attention to our faculty now. Isn't their job to listen? What kind of negotiations can we do if all they say we're not interested to speak about seniority? We're not interested to speak about job security. We're not interested to speak about this. We're not interested to talk about that. I mean, they should go have meetings, have pizza, you know, on their own time instead of you paying them. Because that's pretty much what happens in our negotiations. They just disappear for hours. They tell us, thank you for sharing, we're not interested. The question is this, why do these people behave like that, right? I think I have pretty much two choices. One is you told them to do that, and I don't want to think that. For me, it will be very difficult to imagine that the chancellor of the city colleges has instructed this team to act in this way. So what's the other explanation? The other explanation is that they have no faith in us, no faith in our students, no faith in our program. And Chancellor, I'm sorry to say, I think they have lost faith in you. But we are educators. We believe in hope. We haven't lost faith. we're gonna keep in a struggle to make sure this program is the best program in the city and in the state. And, you know, we need this contract. We need a good contract for our program to survive, so we can stop every semester turning hundreds of students away. Every semester having to track you down at City Hall to get supplies and books for our students.
You have 15 more
I
seconds.
shouldn't have to do that. I really shouldn't. We should have a contract that has provisions like every other faculty, that there's certain level of parameters of us being able to do our job, from job safety, job security.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Fairness. And finally, here's what I think. I think, Chancellor, since you have a legacy to look to, you need a good contract, a fair contract for our students and our teachers. Maybe you need even more than us. Maybe you need to have hope and faith in what you started your careers with, because you're an educator yourself. And you know, nobody goes to education to become super famous or make a lot of money. But people go into education for a better future for everybody. Chancellor, we count on you. We haven't lost faith on you. Talk to your team. Please show up and negotiate. Thank you.
Charles Arlett.
Good afternoon. I want to give a special shout out to my colleagues, but especially to the people from the community that are here supporting us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Carlos Salet. I am the Vice President of ASME 3506, and this is what I have to say. And it's, by the way, it's really hard to stay on script because I'm listening to my colleagues, and I actually have evidenced, I've witnessed what they're talking about. You'd be hard-pressed to find a coordinator, assistant dean, a dean, or any type of administrator at Humboldt Park. So anyways, let me get on script here. For over a year, we have been engaged in negotiations with the administration of City of Chicago. City College is seeking a fair and equitable agreement that reflects our commitment to providing quality education and support to our students. However, we find that administration has not engaged productively in these negotiations. This lack of engagement undermines not only our faculty and staff, but also the students and communities that we rely on us to deliver exceptional education and opportunities for growth. First and foremost, the dedicated educators and coordinators of city colleges are the backbone of the institution. We are passionate about our work and committed to fostering an environment where students can thrive. Yet, without fair wages and adequate resources, our ability to fulfill this mission is severely hindered. Unfair negotiations have tangible consequences. Our educators are facing increased workloads without corresponding support, directly impacting the quality of education we can provide. This, in turn, affects students' outcomes and their future opportunities. We must recognize that investing in our educators is investing in our students, success of our community prosperity. Furthermore, the current negotiators are at odds with the values of transparency, collaboration, and mutual respect that should define our institutions. We must engage in meaningful dialogue to reach a resolution that benefits all parties involved. Today, I urge the Board of Trustees to actively participate in facilitating productive negotiations. We seek your leadership. We seek your leadership and support in advocating for an agreement that honors the dedication of our educators and aligns with the mission of city colleges. By doing so, we can ensure that our institution remains a beacon of hope and opportunity for all Chicagoans. In closing, I want to emphasize that our goal is to work collaboratively with you to create an environment where our educators feel valued, our students receive the quality education they deserve, and that our communities continue to thrive. Thank you for your attention to this critical matter. I'm hopeful that together we can forge a path forward that reflects the values and aspirations of the City of Chicago. Now I've completed my responsibility here. I want to go off topic on something else. I want to tell you that I've been in my primary vocation, my profession was for almost 45 years in law enforcement at all levels of, practically all levels of government, city, county, and state. And 45 years, and I want to say my background was that, my studies, I won graduate honors. I was the top of my class. And this is what 45 years of my professional training and 45 years of experience have taught me, that police do not solve crime. They manage the crime. The answer to the crime in the city of Chicago is right here in city colleges. But we need the resources. We need the support.
You have 15
We're not
seconds.
getting it. You know, workforce in the city colleges is a must. We need that. But we need more humanities because a lot of our kids are getting killed before they can get to the damn jobs. We got to work on this, and we're ready. We're not here to fight with you. We need to collaborate. We need to talk. This is serious. You hear it on the news all the time of children, babies are getting killed. And personally and professionally, I feel responsible for that. City colleges are not serving their communities like they should.
Thank you.
They are not. They are not. We need, you need a defined program where, you mix the humanities. You can't you're trying to get to their jobs, you're trying to go to school. They just want to play a little basketball, and they're getting killed. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but I want to say it out loud for the record. We need more humanities. We need more collaboration. We need sources. And the last thing I want to say before I step down is that the teachers of city colleges deserve the damn respect that we need. We had a graduation, a GED graduation, and everybody and their mothers were standing up on the damn podium. And where were the damn teachers? The teachers were way in the back. We were supposed to sit there. Oh, we ran out of chairs. Oh, okay, go sit in the back somewhere. Is that the kind of respect? We are the front-line people. We teach them, and we hear their stories of death and destruction. I've heard those stories personally. Sex abuse, domestic abuse, and we have to confront that. I take them to the wellness center. Okay, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Elizabeth Ottaviani.
Good afternoon. My name is Beth Ottaviani. I'm an adult educator at Truman College with over 20 years of experience teaching in a variety of settings. Today I want to speak to you about the removal of the STEPS pay increase for years of service with city colleges. I'm an AR educator. AR means after ratification of our last contract. I have been a teacher at Truman College for 11 years. Myself and all AR educators have never received a pay increase. I received the same hourly rate, $36.47, as an instructor hired today. Because of my experience, professionalism, and dedication to my students, management has asked me to take on other responsibilities. I mentor new teachers. I help develop and update ESL curriculum. I participate in discussion panels regarding new classes. I assist coordinators with intake, registration, and testing. I have revised ESL exit exams. I have represented city colleges at a local conference. I have advised the district ESL curriculum specialist regarding my expertise in beginning literacy. Yet, I am paid the same hourly rate as a teacher with zero experience. I feel disrespected and undervalued for my hard work. I love teaching. I'm happy to share my knowledge and resources with my colleagues, as well as contribute to the advancement of our programs. With the removal of STEPS pay increase and the non-competitive hourly wage, there is no support for the financial well-being of adult educators. There is no incentive for new teachers to stay with city colleges. For the past several years, classes have been canceled and students have been turned away due to the teacher shortage. Implementing a living wage and bringing back the step pay increase would encourage teachers to work for city colleges now and in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. That concludes the public speakers.
Thank you to all the speakers. As stated earlier, the FC4 president will not be attending the meeting today. However, the report will be entered into the record. Trustee Swanson, please proceed with the committee report.
Thank you. At the committee meeting this morning, there was a presentation on the Chicago roadmap, and Chancellor Salgado mentioned this as well in his remarks. CPS and CCC, along with the City of Chicago, have partnered to break down institutional silos and help students move to and through college into careers. The goal is to ensure that all students, regardless of where they live, have the same opportunities to get to and through college, paving the way for economic success. It was really an incredible presentation, and just again, kudos to the team and all the colleges involved. We also went on and reviewed the minutes, resolutions, personnel items, resource development report, agreements, purchases, and legal invoices, including on today's academic affairs and student services agenda as a part of the consent agenda of this August 1st, 2024 regular board meeting. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Swanson. We will now proceed to consider the items on the August 1st, 2024 consent agenda. This month, all items for board action are on the consent agenda, which is printed on the paper that can be picked up outside this room. I would note again for the record that these items were discussed in detail in the committee meeting preceding this board meeting as noted during the committee report. Does any trustee have questions or comments on any of the items listed on the consent agenda or wish for separate action on any of these items? May I have a motion to approve the minutes, resolutions, personnel report, research development report, agreements, purchases, and legal invoices contained in the consent agenda and identified as part of the printed agenda on a single roll call vote?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Will the chief advisor call the roll?
Chair Newquist?
Approve.
Vice Chair Hatch?
Approved.
Secretary Davis?
Approved.
Trustee Swanson?
Approved.
Trustee Hightower?
Approved.
Trustee Sanchez?
Approved.
Trustee Ramirez?
Approved.
Thank you all. Let the record show that the minutes, resolutions, personnel report, research development report, agreements, purchases, and legal invoices included on the printed August 1st, 2024 consent agenda have all been approved. Now, and in accordance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act, the board may hold a closed session for the discussion of matters related to a number of specified topics. Today's closed session will be for the discussion of matters related to the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body. Collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employee. Litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. May I have a motion to go into a closed session with a roll call vote?
So moved.
Second.
Chair Newquist,
Approve.
Vice Chair Hatch,
Approved.
Secretary Davis,
Approved.
Trustee Swanson,
Approved.
Trustee Hightower,
Approved.
Trustee Sanchez,
Approved.
Trustee Ramirez.
Approved.
Let the record show that the closed session motion has been approved. We'll be back. The August 1st, 2024 regular board meeting is now reconvened. There was no action taken during closed session, which requires action in open session. There being no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Motion carried, we are adjourned.
Oh, aye. Yeah.